there's something very interesting that happens in relationships. Even intelligent, self-aware, successful women often end up repeating the same patterns in relationships. And when that happens, the immediate reaction is usually confusion. You start asking yourself, how did I end up here again? I should know better than this. Why do I keep attracting the same type of person? The truth is, this has very little to do with intelligence. Because relationships are not only driven by logic, they're often driven by emotional patterns. And those patterns come from experiences that we're not even fully aware of. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natyash, and in this channel, we talk about mental health, disastrous relationships, and childhood traumas. So I hope you subscribe and you enjoy the content. Today, I want to talk about 5 mistakes that even very intelligent women keep making, and more importantly, why they happen. One of the most fascinating things about relationships is that they tend to reveal parts of ourselves that we don't even see clearly. They reveal our attachment styles, our emotional habits, and sometimes our blind spots. A person can be incredibly intelligent, successful, capable in every other area of their life, but still struggle with certain relationship patterns. And the reason is simple. Most relationship behaviors are not conscious decisions. They are learned emotional responses. And until we recognize them, we often repeat them. Mistake number 1, confusing intensity with compatibility. One of the most common relationship mistakes is confusing emotional intensity with genuine compatibility. Sometimes a relationship feels incredibly powerful from the beginning. The chemistry is strong. The conversations are intense. Everything feels exciting and almost addictive, and it's easy to interpret that feeling as a sign that the connection is really special. But intensity does not always mean compatibility. In fact, emotional intensity comes from emotional uncertainty, from unpredictability, from the brain reacting to the highs and lows. Healthy compatibility often feels calmer than that. And sometimes people confuse this calm for boredom because they're used to emotional chaos. Mistake number 2, another pattern that appears frequently, is the desire to fix or help somebody to reach their potential. Many intelligent and empathetic women naturally want to support the people that they care about. But in relationships, this can become a trap because love sometimes can turn into a project. You begin to see how someone could be. You see their potential. You believe that with enough patience, communication, and support, they will eventually become that version of themselves. But real change only happens when someone is ready to do the work on their own. No amount of love can force emotional growth, and try to carry someone else's transformation can be emotionally exhausting. Mistake number 3, over communicating with someone who avoids communication. Communication is often described as a solution to all the relationship problems, and in healthy relationships, that's absolutely true. But communication only works when both people are willing to engage. Sometimes one partner is very open, expressive, and willing to talk about emotions, while the other partner avoids those conversations completely. In those situations, one person often ends up trying to communicate more and more in order to fix the disconnect. They explain their feelings repeatedly. They try to clarify misunderstandings. They search for the right words. But when someone is emotional avoidant, more communication does not often create more understanding. Sometimes it only increases frustration because real communication requires participation from both sides. Mistake number 4, falling in love with somebody's potential instead of their reality. Another very common mistake is falling in love with who someone could be instead of who they actually are. You may notice qualities that suggest incredible potential. Maybe they're intelligent. Maybe they have talent. Maybe they have dreams and ambitions. And you imagine what life could look like if they fully stepped into that potential. But relationships happen in the present, not in the imagined future. When somebody consistently shows who they are through their actions, that reality matters more than the potential version that we hope to see. Mistake number 5, ignoring red flags. One of the most important patterns to recognize is ignoring early warning signs. In the beginning of relationships, people notice small things that often feel uncomfortable. Maybe a comment feels disrespectful, maybe someone avoids accountability, maybe certain behaviors create subtle doubt. But because the relationship feels exciting, those signs are often minimized. People tell themselves, maybe I'm overthinking it. It will get better with time. But early red flags are often important information. intuition. And listening to that intuition can prevent much deeper pain later. The goal to recognizing these patterns is not to judge ourselves. Everyone makes mistakes in relationships. Everyone has emotional blind spots. The real goal is awareness, because once you start seeing the patterns clearly, something powerful happens. You gain the ability to pause, to reflect, and to choose differently next time. And sometimes the most important shift in a relationship is not finding a different partner. It comes from understanding ourselves more deeply, because awareness allows us to break patterns that once felt impossible to break. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Natyash, but once again, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Have a good afternoon.